My name is Jamie and I work at the Laconia Public Library. Obviously, I'm not at the library today. I am at my house, and as you can probably tell from the view behind me, I have a lot of houseplants. So I thought today would be a fun day to kind of introduce you to some houseplants that are easy to take care of, really low maintenance, and don't take a lot of thought. I love having houseplants because they clean my air and they bring a lot of extra life into my home. I have a lot of life in my home. I've got a husband and 2 kids, a dog, 3 cats, and probably about 120-ish houseplants. So there's a lot of life in this house, but I really like it that way. I like that our air is clean and there's all this extra oxygen floating around, and I just think they add to the decor really well too. And honestly, they're not that expensive. They're pretty easy to take care of. They take a little bit of time if you have 120 like I do, but if you just have a few or a much smaller collection of them, doesn't take a whole lot of time to take care of them. So I'm going to show you about 5, I think, pretty easy care plants and give you a few little tips on how to take care of them, where you might be able to find them, and just some general information. So let's go take a look at my plants. So the first plant on my list is the goldfish plant. It doesn't have any flowers right now, this particular plant, but when it does, it gets these tiny little orange flowers that look like goldfish. I think this one's pretty easy to take care of. I just put it in a window that has bright morning light, or a window that has indirect sunlight, so the sun's not shining right into it, but it gets light throughout the day. I water this one about once a week. I just kind of touch the soil and see if it's dry, and if it is, I add water. This one is non-toxic to cats and dogs, so that's always a good thing to know. I'll try to let you know each of these plants, whether they're toxic to cats or dogs or not. So that's the first one. The next plant is one of my favorites, and I probably have 15 or so of these in my house. This is a pothos. This in particular is my favorite variety of pothos. It's a marble queen pothos. The variegation on the leaves I think is just so pretty. Pothos are toxic to cats and dogs, so just something to watch out for. I have pets, so I keep mine up high where they can't reach them. These are super easy to take care of. They just need to be watered about once a week or so. They can stand low light. This one I keep kind of across the room from a window, and it does really well. I do have one in a really low light setting, and most of the color has left the leaves, so it's probably not the best place for these plants to be in low light, but it does seem to, they do seem to be able to handle low light situations. All right, so the next plant is a jade. I love jade plants. They are succulents, so they need very little water. I like this one in particular because it's variegated, so it has some multiple colors on the leaves. I love that the leaves are shiny. Jades I just think are super pretty, and they grow like crazy, so you can propagate these really easily. Jades are toxic to cats and dogs. I will say my cats do once in a while chew on some of my plants, and they throw up, which is gross, but there don't seem to be any lasting consequences. I don't know if that would be the case for all cats, but my cats seem to do okay if they chew on a plant they're not supposed to. So anyway, jades don't need a ton of water. They're succulents, so that means you can see these thick leaves. They store water, so these plants don't need water as often. That's true for just about all succulents that I know of. The next plant is another plant that doesn't need a ton of water. This is an Easter cactus. I also have several Thanksgiving and Christmas cacti, but this one you can tell is an Easter cactus because of the shape of the leaves. They're more rounded. The Thanksgiving and Christmas cacti are more, they have more pointed leaves. So this one, again, probably only needs water about once every 2 weeks or so. I put it in bright sunlight. Same with the jade plant, they need lots of sun. So I have a window that gets several hours of sun a day, and these plants do great in those windows. The Easter cactus is non-toxic, so nothing to worry about there with your cats and dogs chewing on the leaves, although they probably aren't that tasty. And the last plant I'm going to show you today is this really cool peperomia. This is a Peperomia obtusifolia. It has these giant leaves. You can see they're, I mean, not giant, but they're pretty good size in comparison to my hand. These have variegated leaves, so I love the variations in the color. Peperomia are non-toxic to cats and dogs, and there are tons of varieties of peperomia, and I like to collect them. So I have several varieties, and I think they're pretty easy. This variety in particular, I think, are really easy to care for. I think they're really hard to kill, actually. So this is a cutting from a larger plant that I have. I probably have about 6 of these around my house because I just keep taking cuttings off of them and potting them up, and I just end up with a ton. So those are the 5 that I think are really easy to care for. This one needs, I have these in a couple different lighting situations. I have this one in a window that gets indirect sunlight, so it's not right in sunlight at all. But I do have another one that's kind of off to the side of a very bright window. So I think these can pretty much thrive in any kind of light. So anyway, those are the 5 plants. And I'm going to show you a couple of books that we have at the library that will help you take care of these awesome plants. If you are looking for any of these plants that I showed or any other houseplants, I found most of mine at a variety of places, but for the most part, my plants have come from home improvement stores, from nurseries, local nurseries in our area, and I've even gotten a few at the grocery store. So keep an eye out. This is the time of year when there are lots of plant sales. I know my local high school has a plant sale every year and are still planning to this year, even though things are a little bit different. So another way to get some free plants is to ask a plant-loving friend for cuttings. Generally speaking, people who love houseplants have a lot of them and are always happy to share their knowledge. So lots of ways to get some plants. And at the library, we have a really great collection of books on how to take care of not only houseplants, but also outdoor plants. So we have a huge gardening collection if you're starting your outdoor garden. It's a really great time of year to give us a call and check on what we have for gardening books. But we also have a really nice selection of houseplant books on how to take care of houseplants and how not to kill them. So actually, the first book I'm going to show you, the title is How Not to Kill Your Houseplant. This is a great book. It has just some really great photos. It's just full of information on plants and how to take care of them and what to do if they're not doing what you think they're supposed to be doing. It's just a great resource. So that one is called How Not to Kill Your Houseplant by Veronica Peerless. And we have this one in our collection available to be borrowed. And then the other one I wanted to show you is called The Indestructible Houseplant by Tovah Martin. Probably most of the plants that I showed you, and actually I see 2 of them right here. This is a jade down in the corner here, and then this is some type of Christmas cactus or Thanksgiving cactus up in this corner. But these are all plants that should be fairly easy to take care of. Just lots of of cool options in here for easy plants. There really are a lot. There are a lot more than what I showed you, and a little bit of research goes a long way. But if you have any questions, I would love to talk to you about houseplants. So give the library a call, send us an email. You can find all of our information at laconialibrary.org. You can email info@laconialibrary.org. If you want to send us an email, you can check out our Facebook page, leave a comment there. You can leave a comment on this video. There are so many ways to contact us, and we really miss seeing people in person. So we're always happy to talk to you in any way that we can. So thank you for watching this video today. I hope it gave you a little bit of information, and we hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.